Greetings, fellow wargamers, and welcome to Extol's Battle Blog Ramblings and Reflections. This is a video which I will hope will be the first in a series. It's a beginner's guide, and the topic of this video is synergy. More specifically, synergy between units in the army and inside the units in the army. Before I start, I need to say that it is a beginner's guide, so for those of you who are master players or really good at this game, this might not be the video for you. I think that as an intermediate player myself, it would be presumptuous of me to make a video where I talk about like advanced tactics and all that stuff. But for the new gamers or those who aren't that into the game yet, I think this could be a video worth taking a look at. Check it out and give me some comments at the end if you liked it. Okay, as I said, this is about synergy, and as stated there, the concept of synergy, I divide it in two. You could probably divide it in several ways, but this is the way I think is the most useful. You first have the inter-unit synergy, or the between-unit synergy. You can in a way say it's the roles of the different units, how they interact between them. Then you have the intra-unit synergy, and then it is the synergy inside a unit. Like, for example, a character in a unit that gives some or triggers some special effect or something. The inter-unit synergy. As for my list, I use my current list, the Silvan's list, to talk about this. So I will go into more detail on my list in a few slides. But the points you see here, they are based on that list. So again, you could probably add more, or in your list maybe you should have to take away some. But based on the list I play, you have redirectors and chaff, the damage units, like high damage or just high volume of attacks, tar pit or tank units. You have ranged attacks or ranged support, magic, and then utility units like bunkers and war machine hunters and stuff. Then you have the intra-unit synergy, and as I mentioned, you have characters in a unit. Like, for example, a unit have the bodyguard special rule as stated below there, the special rule, and that when you put a character there, they get stubborn. Or as for the Sylvanels, when you put a blade dancer kindred into a unit of blade dancers, the unit gets swift stride. You can also view that like when you have for example, a tanky unit and you put a killy or grindy character in it. That is also like intra-unit synergy, like inside unit synergy. For example, the unit just soak up damage and saves it or something, then the character grinds away and give you the combat rest you need, or the combat score you need. You also have banners, give the unit swift stride, movement, armor piercing. You know what I'm talking about, but it's the intra-unit synergy. And to give some examples, I picked my list, the Extol's Face Smashers. It is my Sylvan Elves close combat list. Squishy as fuck, but although fun as fuck to play. It is my Glorious Bastards. They are my tank or tar pit unit. As far as some elves can be tanky, they are it. Again, I just have to say, please give back the 4-up armor save on these guys. Okay. Here you have synergy with the characters. The the intra unit synergy, or the inside unit synergy, where the character in this case is the BSB with the Sacred Spear of Cadron. This makes it so that the unit themselves won't do that much damage, but if they just manage to not get hit, like they get -1 to hit from the spear or distracting, they can still win the combat and break steadfast. They have the banner. In this case, it is the Admiral's banner, and I will touch more on it later. But magic is quite important for these guys. I played the Druidism spell, path, and hopefully I can reduce the weapon skill enough so that this unit get hit on 5 up in the first place, because they have weapon skill 5, so a lot of things will hit them on force in the beginning, and if you can reduce the weapon skill, they will get hit on 5s. Then if you get distracting, they will get hit on 6s. So almost no wounds or hits will go through, and they will do okay enough back depending on the enemy. And this is where the banner comes in, giving them 5 more attacks helps there, and hopefully they will win. But not much, but they will win, and then because they are a big unit, they can break the steadfast of the enemy. Yeah. Then you have my next units, my Rangers. They fill the role of being damage dealers, the semi-high damage, but the AP1 really helps these guys. But anyways, the synergies here are is the character. He gives the unit stubborn, since the unit has bodyguard. Further, he also helps that this unit, though they are squishy, so a lot of units in the army, if they charge this unit, they will really kill a lot of guys here. But having a 5 attack, weapon skill 7, initiative 8 dude with multi-wound 2 on his sword really makes this unit really scary. Then we have the banner. Since we die to a stiff breeze, these guys have the icon of the Relentless Company, so I can just march them up and be in combat fast as fuck. This will negate a lot of the shooting and put pressure on the enemy. So in a way, this also is the between unit synergy, because by using this unit to put the pressure on the enemy, I will force the enemy to focus these guys. So for example, my wild huntsman will get let focus, for example. What I just said is theoretical, because it all depends on the matchup, the terrain, and deployment. But it is in between unit synergy, anyways. Then the magic here as well. These guys will benefit from the reduced weapon skill. They will benefit from increased toughness. Toughness 6 rangers are a force to be reckoned with. If you watch my last battle report, the Sylvanel's person beast herds, you can see how strong that is on these guys. Further, the healing part of the Druidism is really good on our entire army, really, because we have so expensive single models. So every raised guy is really worth it. It also helps us if we take a lot of casualty to ranged attacks, that we can heal up our guys. Then we have, or I have, my dancers. They also have a damage role in the army. They are also quite mobile. They have the character in it that give the unit the swift stride, and with the movement banner, which I use on them, they have a movement 6, so they can march march 12, and they are light troop. So, to being infantry, they are quite mobile. With a character in them, which has the Beastbane halberd. This unit can take out monstrous infantry and monsters chariots. So units that normally wouldn't feel threatened by these guys have to feel threatened by these guys, because they can ward save, like 3-up ward, still have the character there with the 4 strength 5 attacks, multi-wound 2, but they can also like dish out tons of attacks. They're also good flankers, and in regards to the magic, the same goes for these guys as for the other 2 units. The weapon skill reduction is really strong on these guys. Toughness buff is good. Race wounds is really good. Yeah, that's the main things I use from that lore. Or path, sorry. Yeah, it's not much to say about these guys. It's my eagles. They are redirectors and chaff. Quite important part of this game, really. But it's an example of between unit synergy, or list synergy, or whatever you want to call it. To make sure I get the favorable charges and matchups or whatever, it's really important to have redirectors in your army. Some guys play without, and I talked with a guy on the Norwegian ETC team a few months back, where he told me that usually the better a player becomes, the less chaff or redirectors he need. Personally, I'm not that good yet, so I haven't felt that, but yeah, at least that's what he's told me. So yeah, if you have some comments on like that thing, just post it below. But anyways, redirectors and chaff is really important, and it's an intricate part of many army tactics. And then it's the next picture. Yeah, it is my black arrow archers, or my core archers. They have, in my list, an utility role and a ranged role, or a ranged support role. First and foremost, they are the bunker of my wizard. I play with 16 of those. I'm considering reducing them, but it sucks so much when these guys take fire and then run off the board or something, because they fail a panic test. And since the wizard only has leadership 8, it's a gamble. So I prefer having a medium-sized bunker to protect me from failed panic tests, and yeah, to protect my wizard. The loss of a lot of the magic missiles in the game, and me picking a lore which has which has only 1 missile. I also use these guys as chaff hunters. And lastly, they can soften up units. For example, if I've managed to deploy so I know which unit my glorious bastards will run into, and I see that they are a few too many, that I'm not daring gambling that I will break their steadfast, I can use these guys to soften up that unit, for example. So again, we have synergy between the units. They support each other and help each other out. Let's see. Yeah, same picture, but yeah, it is my wizard. It's many roles in a way a wizard can have, but I picked the druidism wizard, which works more as a support wizard. so he has a support role. Some wizards, if you take the pyromancer or something, maybe you can be more of a damage dealer. Some would say that's support as well, but yeah, it depends on your perspective. I at least call this guy a support wizard. He's there to give the toughness boost, heal, and all that stuff I already have mentioned with the units. Yeah, that little extra. That's a mentality. I think it is Smith F maybe who talked about that in one of his posts on the forum. That magic shouldn't be there to plug a hole in your list or tactic, because magic is too random, too fickle. You never know how many magic dice you get or anything. But if you pick a magic that will give you that little extra, for example, do something you're already strong at, and just push it over the top. As here, it's primarily the weapon skill, really. The Silvernails army have really good weapon skill, and by reducing the opponent's weapon skill, yeah, you hit better or can hit better, and you reduce how many hits you take yourself. The toughness part, that actually like plug a hole in your army. So I'm not saying that you can't do that, just you shouldn't primarily do that. So that's the point, really. But in this list, you also boost the toughness and the healing, of course. Yeah, because it's high value healing or raising of wounds. Some armies, if you can spam heal, it might be worth it to heal up weaker or cheaper models. But as for our army, where we have quite weak in the defense department units, but really expensive, it's golden for every raised wound you can get. This is the last unit I have in my current list. It is the Wild Huntsman. Of course, they are the glass cannon of the army, the shock troop. But in my mind, they are also supportive, and by that I mean they are a so huge threat that they in a way support our other units. One is by making the enemy a bit scared of you. They can take fire when, for example, if I push up my Glorious Bastards and I see that, I really need as many models as I can in that unit because of what I spoke of earlier, I can actually move these guys up so they take some heat. It's not preferable, but you can if you have to. They also are fast, so you can flank charge with them, and that way they are supportive. Get charged. Both the Rangers and the Glorious Bastards can take a charge, and you can counter charge with these guys. Yeah, they have both high damage and high volume, at least in the charge. 3 strength 5 attacks, armor piercing 1 on every model, hitting on 2s for the most sake. That's quite huge. Yeah, and the last one I spoke of, they're mobile and supportive in the ways I just said. Okay, before this video becomes too long, as you can see, I have a YouTube channel which you might be watching right now if you're watching this video. At least it's Extol 9th on the YouTube. Yeah, you can go in there and see my other videos. I have some battle reports and some reviews and a video on competitiveness and friendliness. Then I have my blog on the 9th Age forum, Extol's Battle Blog. I have some text there with my reflections on stuff, and yeah, take a look if you want to see some content. Okay, if you're still with me, thank you for watching. please give me a comment on what you think. This video was made a bit on the heel, so it might be a lot of ramblings here and less reflections, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and bye.